Hi Year 5 and Year 6. So hopefully by now you have either watched the 4 videos that have been put on from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or you've read along with me, because this English lesson is going to be based on some of the texts that we've read. So our learning question is, can I make inferences about a character? And hopefully by the end of this short lesson you will know that inference means to make conclusions based on evidence, based on things that we have read in a text. Be able to use words and phrases to make inferences about a character's feelings or possibly their actions, and then also be able to justify inferences using the text to support answers, so being able to give that little bit of evidence as well to support what it is that you're saying. So our new learning today. Making inferences is just like making an informed assumption, and it's very similar to a conclusion or a deduction. So we read something and we are able, after reading that information, we are able to make an assumption or a conclusion based on what we have read. And inferences are very, very important when we're reading a story or text. And it's a very good reading comprehension skill, because when we make these inferences while we're reading, we are using evidence that has been provided by the author to draw out our own logical conclusions. A writer does not always state certain things about a character, about their feelings, about their actions, because if they did, it could become quite boring. They could end up just listing numerous things. So instead, with the information that they give us and the descriptions that they share with us, we can then use that information to figure out certain things for ourselves, and sometimes that can be different to another person. Our opinions can be different and our conclusions can be different, but as long as we can justify that using the text, then that is absolutely fine. So I'm going to read a sentence to you, and I want you to just have a think about what inferences you could make from this about the character, so about what they're doing, about where they're going. So a character in a book is packing a bag with swimming trunks and sun cream. So maybe jot down all of the things that you can infer about this character. Where might they be going? Who might they be going with? What might the character be like? And then we can share some of my ideas. So my first inference was that the character could be going on holiday, because they are going to be packing swimming trunks and sun cream, and I know from when I've been on holiday that I need swimming trunks and sun cream when, well, not necessarily me, but if I were a boy, swimming trunks and sun cream if I were going around the pool or around the beach. The second inference I could make is that they could be going to an outdoor pool, because they're not packing a suitcase like we would to go on holiday. They're packing a bag, so it might be that they're just going to visit an outdoor pool in the area. And the reason I've been very specific and said an outdoor pool is because they've said that they're taking sun cream. If it was an indoor pool, they wouldn't need to be putting sun cream on. The third inference I could make is possibly that they're going to the beach for a day. Again, like the outdoor pool, they're not packing a suitcase, they're only packing a bag, so they don't need that much in there. So one pair of swimming trunks and a bit of sun cream would be adequate for a day at the beach. Another inference that I could make is that this character is a boy, because they are taking swimming trunks. So I could, if it said a swimming costume, then I might possibly infer that it is a female character. Let's have a look. But again, that isn't necessarily accurate, because we need that little bit more information about the character to determine who they actually are. So we're going to use our inference skills now. I've taken an extract from the text and we're going to infer what Professor McGonagall is like. So I'll read the extract. Professor McGonagall pulled out a lace handkerchief and dabbed at her eyes beneath her spectacles. What does this extract suggest about Professor McGonagall? Now, when I'm looking at this text, it's saying she's pulling out a handkerchief. Now, I know a handkerchief would be used either to blow your nose or to dry your eyes, or maybe to wipe something off your face. and it says dabbed her eyes beneath her spectacles. Now that to me, if she's dabbing her eyes, suggests that she has been crying because she's wiping away the tears. If she's been crying, then that to me also suggests that she's upset. So this extract suggests that Professor McGonagall has been crying as she, and I'm going to use a quote, as she dabbed at her eyes. And then I could also add in why I think that. So we've got this extract suggests that Professor McGonagall has been crying as she dabbed at her eyes. She may have been crying because she saw Harry for the first time, and we already know that she has just found out his parents have been killed by Voldemort. That is me making an inference. I can also add in that it suggests that she's upset. So all of this suggests that she is upset about something. You don't necessarily know exactly what, but she's upset about something. So what I want you to do now is to have a go at the next 3 questions. So there's an extract and a question for you to answer using your inferences. So like I did just, explain what it suggests, maybe use a quote, and then explain that little bit more. So we've got 1 question there. How do you think Professor McGonagall feels towards the Dursleys after reading this extract? Number 2, how do you think she feels towards Hagrid after reading this extract? And then number 3, what can we infer about Hagrid's feelings towards Harry after reading this extract? So I will go back to questions 1 and 2. You can pause the video now to answer questions 1 and 2, and then replay the video and you can have a go at question 3. I would love to see some of your answers, so if you could send them to children@stalbansceacademy.com, or maybe take a picture of some of your answers and send them into our Twitter page. That would be brilliant as well. See you soon.